Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. And we are now joined by Dr. Lara May. It's exciting to have her back with us. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well, a little under the weather, but I'm good. You're looking cozy, comfy, and very zen right now. Would you mind sharing a little bit about yourself and your practice?
Yes, absolutely. My name is Dr. Lara May, and I am a clinical pharmacist specialist, a functional medicine practitioner, and a master trained intuitive healer. So in my practice, I like to bring all those modalities together to help people heal their chronic conditions, get off the medications in the most flowing and easy way and safest way possible, while also learning about their own energetic anatomy and their own energetic management along the way to help them create a sustainable, healthy lifestyle that they can move into with ease.
Let me ask you this. Were you first a clinical pharmacist first? And
Yes.
then so was it something about that career, which you still are, but that you realized maybe you're just, treating people's ailments and it's not fixing the problem? Is that kind of what you started figuring out?
Yes. So I like to call it Band-Aid medicine. And
Perfect.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Western medicine has its role.
Oh, of course.
And, if you need surgery or have something, physically broken, then it's fantastic. But if you have a chronic ailment or something that's progressing, maybe like diabetes, that is just not really being addressed or prevented from being progressive, then that's where I feel like Western medicine fails us, unfortunately. And, I don't think it's, any one person's fault. I definitely think it's something cultural. But so this led me to want to, through my own health struggles as well, to really find out what is the source of these things that cause us to, we call it aging, but I guess it's really a progressive decline of feeling happy, healthy, and vibrant. And so so I dove into integrative nutrition, functional medicine, and then Reiki and healing with the angels. And so through all of these things, that's why I'm passionate about it, is
Clearly.
I don't think there's a one size fits all for anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the key to really building a lasting and sustainable lifestyle that someone can stick with is building it on their own terms and figuring out what that means to them, and really helping people reconnect with their own higher selves, source around us, really reconnecting to that energy that we're all a part of. We're all energy. And so really rebuilding those bridges.
Beautiful. And just to point out the website, Dr. Lara May, it's DrLaramay.com, correct?
Yes.
Perfect. So what did you have in store for us today? What area do you want to kind of dive into for our listeners?
So today I would really love to talk about energy management and really help people start to connect with that. And so if you're okay with that, I'd like to take us through a little exercise.
Sure, I would love to. Thank you.
So if you're able to, and you're not driving, if you can come to a comfortable seat or a still place and close your eyes and just become still and take your energy up, 20 feet, 30 feet, 100 feet, 500 feet above you until you feel that warm connection with light, with the great central sun, with source energy. And just feel what it feels like in your body when you make this connection. Maybe it feels like a little click into alignment, or a sense of calm. And just breathe here and feel that light come through your crown, come through your third eye and all around your head and your ears. And just ask that any energy that is not yours be instantly cleared and cleansed away easily and effortlessly, to open you up to align with your guidance, with your angels, with your higher self, with your intuition. And feel this energy come down through your throat. And we ask that we be able to speak with ease and love and compassion in all situations. And we bring this energy and light and love down into our heart. and really just feel that expand all throughout our heart space, all throughout our body, and feel it start to expand into your auric field, your energetic space, your bubble that's all around you. And just allow any judgments that you've been holding on to, any resentments, just to be released, let go, clear away easily and effortlessly. Feel that warmth, that comfort of source, love, and light. And now bring the energy down into your third chakra, that area where we really feel into ourselves and our integrity and our identity in this physical body. And again, just allow it to fill up and expand. And as it expands, it naturally clears and transmutes any energy that's stuck there, anything that's just easily and ready to wash away, to be let go, to be cleared out. And now we bring the light down through your sacral chakra, your sacrum area, that area of our reproductive organs. And that's our area of personal power and creativity. And just allow it again to cleanse, clear, grow, light up, expand, to really allow whatever you've been working on creating to come through in this physical world. And with another deep breath in, we bring the light down into our root, into our legs, and even into our feet. And allow the light to expand all around us in this area like a big, I like to think of it as like a big hoop skirt. And just feel the energy move around down here in this area and feel it really come through your feet and expand. A lot of us are very contracted in our feet, and so it's hard for us to move forward. And then when you feel like it's expanded enough, you can bring that energy down into Mother Earth and feel that connection at the beautiful fiery core of Mother Earth, that support that's always there for us. And just breathe here for a moment, feeling that connection with above and below, all through your body. And just notice how things change from this connected place. And you can continue to bring in the light from above and below on your next inhale. And as you exhale, expand this light out around your body 10 feet. Feel the light come into every nook and cranny, every cell of your body, every cell of your bones, your muscles, your tissues, and really shine out to fill up the bubble around you 10 feet, 20 feet, 30 feet, all around you, super expanded with light and love and connection. And when you're ready, just come back into the room, staying expanded and connected.
That's good.
Yeah. So the reason
Wow.
that I wanted to start with this is because this is how we should be moving through our day all day, right?
Wow. Mm.
I mean, and how easy is it for us to be taken out? You know, like it's nice
I
that
was
we
just
can,
gone for the
yeah,
past few minutes. I'm not sure I remember everything you said. I just
it's okay.
don't
That's why
relax.
we have downloads and replays.
That was good. Wow. Like a
Yeah.
trance.
Yeah. So one of the things I wanted to talk about and sort of dispel is this concept that
Ooh.
that we have to sort of like create a cloak of protection around us, especially as empaths, you know, or if we live in a big city, or even if we go to work in a place where there's lots of people around us. Sometimes we take on the energy of the environment or the people around us, even if we don't mean to, or even most of the time we're not aware of it. And I know when I was taught early on in my journey that, oh, you can put like a cloak of mirrors around you and it'll bounce off, or, you know, these different things. And that was helpful for at the time. But I think now, where we're all coming to this place of more connection and more awareness and this level of awakening, that our power is bringing in the light and connecting with the light, and then really expanding out and moving through our day as a big bubble of light.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you are committed and you choose that light for yourself, if anything that's not of that light comes in, it is like instantly zapped as soon as it comes into your field.
Wow.
And so I really want to bring that forward for people today to really make the conscious choice and intention to be expanded. And I think people will feel different. I know I feel different when I move through my day like this. And, like I say, there's all day would be great, but it takes a little bit of a habit building to really sort of solidify this way of being within ourselves when we're not used to it. So I like to set a timer, and every hour on the hour, maybe take a little, if you're at work, take a little bathroom siesta, go into the restroom, or if you can go out for a walk and just reconnect with the light and Mother Earth and all of your energetic, expansion yourself, and then come back. And people will notice it around you too.
Wow.
And you'll just feel and be different.
Well, I feel good. I feel so relaxed. I'm like, I'm not falling asleep. And I caught myself. I'm like, all right. So we could do that every day is a good start. Thank you for that.
Yes, you're so welcome.
Like, do I talk next or you? I'm so relaxed.
I know. I can keep talking.
Go ahead, honey.
So that's a good first step, the exercise we just did. And if you're like, oh, I was so out of it, I don't even know what she just said, you can download this, listen to it again, replays. I also have a YouTube channel where I have some guided meditations that will take you through a very similar exercise. So feel free, you can just type in Dr. Lara May in YouTube and my channel will come up. So don't worry, it's not lost forever. You can always come back to it. And so I would just, my word for this year, 2022, is choice and choosing. And I think that is so powerful. And it's such a good reminder, even for myself, as I'm personally moving through a time of transition. And I think so many of us are, that it's helpful to be reminded that we have a choice in every moment, how we show up, how we either react or respond, what kind of energy we bring to a situation. And when we're feeling out of control or maybe a little bit in victimhood, I feel like a little reminder for us to stop and say, hey, no, I have a choice here. I get to choose. I get to choose even if I go to work today.
Yeah.
A lot of us feel like I have to go to work, ho hum, or some people even say, this sucks, I hate my job. That might be your reality right now, but it's your choice. If you go, it's your choice if you get your resume together and send out some new resumes. It's your choice if you walk in and say, hey, to your boss, I'm worth more than what you're paying me. Let's talk about negotiating, my wage or my time or, any of that. So there's always a choice. And just to bring this back to what we just did also is we have to choose to be connected if we want to flow through our life.
Okay.
Because otherwise, to me, it's going to look like sort of, like an EKG machine. It's going to have spikes and then go down and then spike and then go down. And, for some of us, that's reality too. And I know for me, that was reality for a long time, but it doesn't have to be. And again, it's not about being perfect, but it's how quickly we come back to our tools and our practices. And so we just get to choose, like, what do we want to be our practices? What do we want our day to look like and feel like? How do we want to interact with those around us, our family, our coworkers, maybe we're CEOs. How do we want to interact with our employees and our business? Because even just our business has its own, I guess, energetic identity that, especially if you're a CEO or an entrepreneur, you get to create that. And how fantastic is that? So I want to, throw all these things out there so that there may be like little ding, ding, ding.
Little bells going off in their head. Yes. Well, and it is officially, the new year now. We haven't spoken in a few weeks and New Year's upon us. And how does that affect you and your clients? Are you noticing more people reaching out? I mean, it's the time where people are looking for change, and, whether they commit to it or not, New Year's resolutions, but this probably is a busy time for you and for people to reflect upon, wow, what I did last year and what I want to do different this year. And, I want to take care of my body, my health. And with the pandemic again, and the numbers rising and now finally start to lower, but it's been another hard year. So are you finding more people really, looking into this integrative approach and practice, because life is too darn short? It really is.
Yes. And I think more people are coming to that realization that life is too short to just sort of be, on the wheel.
Yep.
Because I think a lot of people too right now are feeling like, is this just going to be a repeat of last year? Like you said, with the pandemic and the rise. But really, I encourage my, all my clients, new and, I don't want to use the word old, but
yeah, I know.
But it's, the question is, this is different. So how does it look different? Let's look at the ways that right now is different from January last year.
Yep.
Look how far you've come. What do you want to change? What are you not in love with right now? And what would you like it to look like? And then once you have, you can call it your goal, your resolution, you could just also call it a happy end result, your ideal, what does that look like? And then we work backwards, like, okay, what steps can we take to change it, to achieve it, to start creating it? And a lot of times that starts within us.
Yeah. And a lot of times, though, people can't do it by themselves.
Right.
No.
It's hard. Change is hard.
And that hence we need to consult with someone like you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So head over to my website, drlaramay.com. And you'll find, intuitive energy healing sessions. You'll find functional medicine coaching. And don't be afraid to just shoot me a message in the contact me section if you want to create a custom package, because that's really what I do.
How does someone really know what they need? I mean, does it start with the initial conversation? Is that where you kind of can tweak and figure out what may work for this person?
Yeah. So I think it can be a combination of things. So some people come to me sort of with a calling or like a clue of, well, I know I want to create, my doctor told me that I'm pre-diabetic and I don't want to be on medication and insulin. So how can I help myself? Because all he or she tells me is to, exercise more and eat less. And that hasn't been working. And I'm frustrated. Or, other people come to me and they're like, I don't know what I need, but I know I need and I want something different. And so I'm like, great, let's figure out what that means to you. So it can be both. Both are the correct answer.
Got it. All right, good. Because some people might not know what they need to get started, and all you do, it can help someone. And when you mentioned the word, can I just ask you a question? Functional medicine. Do you also believe in natural herbs and even CBD oil? And is that part of it as well? Because I just have a question about CBD. I don't know if that's part of your expertise.
Absolutely. Yes. Okay. Yes. So I incorporate, vitamins, herbs, CBD, even cannabis as medicine.
Okay.
And I work with other practitioners that also even work with psychedelics and in the mental health coaching field. So,
Just curious, because I want to try CBD oil because I have my stomach digestive issues, have this bad bloating my whole life. I think I've told you. So long story short, then I was told, well, maybe you should try CBD oil. Is that something that you think would help someone with severe bloating, stomach pain? Like as soon as I eat, it happens. Is CBD oil, should I try it?
Yes.
And to what extent, because I did some research and I Googled and it's like, put it under your tongue and for 30 to 60 seconds, 3 times a day. But do you take it with the food, before the food? Does it only work when you take it? Do I take it when I have a symptom? Or, how does that process work to help someone?
So CBD can be used for both what we call acute and chronic. So like you said, when you're having a symptom, that's considered acute. And then chronic would be to treat like the underlying things that are going on all the time. And when you are looking for a CBD product, you want to look for something that says full spectrum, meaning, so we have millions of these receptors in our body that respond to cannabis and specifically CBD. And so that's why it's so powerful for us, and it can have systemic wide benefits. And so there, yes, I agree with, you put it under your tongue when you take it, you hold it there for 30 to 60 seconds. But then even as you swallow, because a lot of these receptors
And you
are
do swallow. Yeah, I didn't know
yeah,
that part. Okay.
yeah. So then you swallow, and your digestive tract has all these receptors in it too. And so as your body absorbs it, first through the mucosa in your mouth and then through the GI tract, as you swallowed it moves through your system, you're going to have this multi-system benefit. And so as in everything medicine, or especially pharmacy, the dose can either make the poison or the saying is the cure. But we don't talk about cures because
Yep, I know.
we don't want the FDA on our back.
But how do you know how much? Like it says, like when I Google, it says take 1 milliliter, but up to 3 times a day. But does it last for a certain amount of time? And I should take it 3 times a day, or should I only take it when I'm feeling the pain? That's where I get confused.
So I think, and this is what I tell my patients too, if right now you are in a state of inflammation and your body is having a lot of symptoms, then yes, I would say on an empty stomach, because you want your body to be able to sort of quiet down the inflation before you eat. Yeah, so that there's nothing else competing with the absorption as
Got it. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
And then, so 3 times a day, you can start with that. And then as you start to feel better, because it's not, you might feel some pretty rapid relief, but really with CBD, what we're looking for is just a dampening of the inflammation, and you'll feel better over time. So the longer that you use it, the better you're going to feel. So don't expect, I hate to say this because I do believe in miracles, but
don't expect a miracle cure, because we can't say that, but right away.
Right. Yeah, or like instantaneous. So you will feel better.
But there will be times then later in the day where I have food in my system, though, right? How do you prevent that, or just wait?
Just wait half an hour.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, something like this, half an hour. So usually this is something else that's good for people to know, is that when you take a medicine orally, it usually takes 30 to 60 minutes for it to be absorbed in your system and start working.
Got it.
Because,
okay.
Yeah, for a lot of things, just the way your body absorbs it and then has to metabolize it for it to start. So, and then, you can, even with, thyroid medication or certain medications that we recommend take on an empty stomach, you want to give it at least a half an hour to get into your stomach and get absorbed before you put food on top of it.
Good to know. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for the recommendation. What else was on tap for today? Thank you for helping me.
So I will just say too a little bit more about the CBD, since we're on the subject, is I already said full spectrum. You want to make sure that that the cannabis is, because this, CBD does come from cannabis, and it's just there's no THC in it. And you can get some CBDs that have an element of THC. So depending on your job, make sure that you're reading the label and the description, in case you get drug tested, because if you are going to take something like this 3 times a day every day, the legal limit for most CBD products out there in most states are way below a THC threshold that your body would ever detect on a drug test.
Okay, but still.
But they're like, if you go to a dispensary, like I live in California, and so there are some products that have much higher THC level, and they're totally legal. Yeah. So I just want people to be aware. Good point. To make sure you're reading the label, make sure that, because right now I'm buying a product that is 1,000 milligrams in like a little 30 ml bottle.
Are you allowed to mention the name or no? Is it on your website?
I can put it on my website. Yeah. Okay. And, but you can get them also with as little as 100 milligrams. So again, the dose is really important. And I would say for people like you and I that have GI stuff, that we are using this tool to help alleviate our symptoms, that you want to go more potent.
So 1,000.
At least I would
Milligram.
say, yes.
Is that 1,000 milligrams per 1 milliliter?
It's 1,000 milligrams per bottle.
Bottle. Okay. Like, well,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that's something also important for people to realize is that, especially with these products, when you see that number, it's per bottle.
Got it.
It's
Okay.
not per dose.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's all of my CBD soapbox.
All right, good. Well, we still have what, 4 minutes? Oh my God, left. That's it. But it happened so quick. So what else do we have to share today?
I just want to say, because I think a lot of us, especially, let's talk about GI stuff, we hold emotions and traumas and things in our body, and a lot of times we don't realize it. And I think that and we talked a little bit about this before, this is sort of the beginning of where a lot of our medical issues start, is we've got this stuff that we've stored here and we're not even aware of it. And then we start to develop these symptoms and we're like, why isn't it getting better?
Yeah.
And so we have to address what we've sort of stored away, the little squirrel nuts that we've like stocked away, but now we don't want to look at. And so one of the easiest ways to do that without re-traumatizing ourselves or going through some of those really tough emotions is to do that connect to the light exercise that we did. And then just allow, when you do it, take your time and maybe focus on one area and just allow that light and that energy to swirl around. Ask, either inside yourself with an intention for it to be healed, cleared, dissolved, or even you could ask, are there any awarenesses that you want me to know that will help me clear this? Because sometimes it does help us to have a little understanding in order to really heal and move on from it. And so it's a very simple exercise, but it can be very powerful as even a first step to addressing those energy stagnicities that we have going on.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. And energy. We have so much talk, we don't have time. Reiki, we got to talk about energy healing. In closing today, how do you want to wrap it up?
I would just like to remind everyone that there are, practitioners like myself out there to help you. And so, definitely head over to my website, drlaramay.com, and sign up for a introductory session. And we can, get started on, creating your journey that is beautiful and right for you. And I also wanted to let people know too that usually when people sign up for a package with me, I comp the cost of the first visit. So I don't advertise a free first call, but if
you book,
but if you book another session or even a series of sessions, then I comp the first one. So just a little.
And how can we reach out to you then?
Yeah, drlaramay.com. Or I'm at Dr. Lara May on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Clubhouse. YouTube. Yes. And Clubhouse is my new adventure. So I'm trying to be more present there. And
I don't even know what Clubhouse is. I have to Google that.
So Clubhouse is a audio only platform where but you can interact. No, it's cool. Yeah, but you can interact with all different types of people across, different subject matter. But what I want to do is offer live Q&A and do live readings for people too, just to give them a little taste of what would be a more involved, work with me.
Wow. And you know what? Yeah, to trust your own intuition. That's one thing we didn't get to talk about today as well, but we'll talk about that next time, I hope.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Thank you again, Dr. Lara May. It's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you for the enlightenment and for the advice to our listeners today. And thank you for the mindful meditation that we started with. I need a little more of that in my life. Thank you. Have a great day, sweetheart. And to all of our listeners and viewers, stay tuned. More of the show is on the way. Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned.
This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.